Pushrod Fury. All right, here we go. 74 Norton Commando. And this is an auction bike, and let me tell you, I'm never buying another bike from an auction on the internet. No way. Check it out. So today's going to be clutch day. Got a little bit of water. It's basically filled all the way up with water in the primary. I don't know how that happens. Flood maybe? But they conveniently forgot to disclose that. So we're going to get started. The process is nearly identical. I'll move you over here to the Sportster, and so we're going to remove this hardware, and we're going to put the clutch compression tool, that's the spring right there, and get all that out of there and see how bad it is. Alright, let me get the tool together, I'll be right back. Let's get that back on there. Okay, so that's loose. So now the there we go. Hopefully it just comes out. Too much of a hassle. A little crusty in there, so I don't know how easily this is going to come out, but let's see. It's coming. Just it's fighting me a little bit. There we go. The Harley is not a disc like this, it's more of a like a ring on the Harley. So I'll clean that up. And then this you leave installed, just like that. Whew, is that a mess? Look at that disaster zone. And I sprayed the crap out of everything with WD-40. But I don't know if that's going to help us. Man, it's not a disaster. Look at that. That would never ever free up by kicking it. And yeah, those grooves look like they're for slinging oil. Again, new to Norton's. Ooh. I guess the lesson is don't do this without a magnet, because it comes in awful handy. And another friction plate. I think that's the back of the... I don't think that comes out. That's the back of the clutch assembly, clutch hub. So you might notice the little cleaner in there. The battery died. And so what I did is I filled a spray bottle with kerosene and sprayed all through there, and used a paintbrush and just got everything out of there that I could, and kept spraying and spraying and brushing until I couldn't see any more dirt or debris coming out of any of the nooks and crannies. Now I guess I should, to be ultra thorough, I guess I could remove all of this, but I just don't have the tools to do it. So I figure if I just keep rinsing it with kerosene, that'll be good enough. But as long as I keep seeing debris, that means I need to keep rinsing. So I'm going to spray it out with compressed air next, and just make sure there's nothing stuck in there before I proceed with the reassembly. So I got that all sprayed out with compressed air, and there's a I think we've got all the dirt out and all the kerosene. But the other thing to keep in mind is that you can't, if you use kerosene on these parts, you can't just put it back together dry. You're going to have to lubricate stuff. And so I'm going to pump the recommended oil, the 20W50 oil, into the bearing and over the chain, just to give it a fair chance of being lubricated before we proceed. So let's do that. This goldenrod oiling can made in the USA from my local hardware store, and filled it with pen grade 20W50 oil. Put that onto those bearings. I'm going to put it some on the primary chain too. Drive sprockets. Okay. Feels pretty good. I cleaned up the circlip. So that's looking pretty good. Right, that should go back on pretty easily, I hope. Got that. And then this outer drive plate. That looks pretty good. That nice and clean. And then everything else will be new that goes into that clutch pack. So I'm happy with that. So that should be good to go. That's nice and clean. Did get a little bit of rust on it, but I took Scotch-Brite to that, removed the flaky rust. Alright, so that's good to go. So we're going to put Barnett clutch plates in, and you can kind of compare these to the stock ones, which are a little different. Get that nice spiral groove in there. But what's interesting is this has slightly thicker plates added into the pack, so that apparently gives it a lighter clutch pull. So 2 of the plates are for a Norton 750, which are slightly thicker, and the other ones are 850s. So apparently the Norton guys know about this. So I'm going to oil these. So I'm going to just show you one. Boop, 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 boop. Like that. Oil the other side. Right. And I'm just going to rinse and repeat, so to speak. So I'm just going to rub that in and make sure the pads have oil on them. And go from there. So I'm gonna, okay, here we go. A little spritz of oil on him. Here we go. Wow, that's looking good. I'm going to oil this up too. Just don't. So to get the new clutch in, I had to compress the diaphragm a bit more, and that seemed to work. And now the circlip is seated properly. So now we'll release the diaphragm and see what this looks like. Hopefully everything's locked in there. So let's see. Yeah, it just needed to be compressed a little bit more to work. Okay. I'm going to put a new clutch cable in too. But for now, it's just at a tiny. Usually you to read up on that. Usually touch and you back off a quarter. And keeping in mind, I know it's not adjusted properly, but let's just see how close that is to. Wow, look at that. I'm really curious if I can turn the rear wheel now. Yeah, look. You can turn the wheel and the clutch slips now, see? That's awesome. That is what we want. Okay. Clutch in the Norton Commando. I'll get it all adjusted and fill the primary up with oil. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. And, you know, just over 1,000 subscribers. These aren't the, you know, most highly produced videos, but I hope they're helpful. Alright, thanks for watching.